few videos ago now, I did a short video about maintaining learning and literacy. And one of the things I was saying in that video was that during this time while your children are off school, it might be too much to expect that you do lots of new activities with them and lots of new learning. But if you can find ways to maintain the learning they've already got, in an everyday way that doesn't feel like schoolwork, then you'll be doing them a great service when they go back to school, because their learning won't have dropped off. They won't have lost what they've already learned in the time that they've not been at school. So in the last time we talked about literacy, and this time I wanted to talk a little bit about maths and numeracy. So if your children are very small, there are you will have lots of games already at home that you can use for encouraging literacy, counting games, beetle drives, all kinds of different dice games, all of which can be used to encourage basic counting and basic numeracy. Sorting is a wonderful activity for young children. Sorting, grouping and counting. If you've got buttons or beads or even clothes pegs that are different colours or different designs, encouraging your children to sort and group them is a useful activity for them, and it can actually keep them occupied for quite a while, actually. If you're out pegging laundry out, if you've got a backyard garden and you're pegging out the laundry, asking the children to pass you 2 pink pegs or 2 wooden pegs is a way of getting them to do sorting and selecting and counting while they're actually helping you do the laundry. So that's always a bonus. If not, you might have Lego pieces. They come obviously in different colours and sizes. Again, you could practice sorting them, perhaps in preparation for building activity you're going to do. So it's not just an activity that doesn't feel like it has much point to the children, but hey, we're going to build a house, can you find me all the blue Lego pieces with the 8 circles on them, or all the red Lego pieces with 2 circles on them, and building some sorting and counting into the activity of building something in Lego. If your children are slightly older, you may want to practice some addition or multiplication skills with them. And one way you can do that is with addition or multiplication bingo. So if you give them a card with numbers on, say all the numbers from a particular times table, and then instead of calling out the numbers, you call out the sum. So you might say 3 multiplied by 4, and they'd be looking for 12. That's right, isn't it? My maths is not always great. So the idea is there that you're giving them multiplication facts and they're looking for the answer on their bingo mat and seeing who gets obviously house. You just play it bingo in the normal way. You can do that also with number bonds to 10 or number bonds to 20. So if you want to make that a little bit easier for younger children, you can work out a way of doing it with number bonds, different ways of adding up to 10 and 20. You'd need to adjust the bingo obviously to work with that. If you have ever seen Countdown on the television, you'll know there's that number game where you've got 5 numbers put in front of you and then you've got to generate a bigger number using various different math skills to achieve that. You can play that game exactly in that way, actually, with just writing numbers on cards and giving them a go. You can also do it with playing cards. If you just take the numbered cards out of the playing card, come up with a number that the children have to find, and then they each draw 4 playing cards, and then they need to use the 4 numbers on their playing cards to try to get as near to the target number as they can. Whoever gets nearest wins. So you can get some quite good mathematical skill going in that. Shapes. There are lots of shapes out and about. So while you're out on your walk, maybe look for shapes in nature or patterns in nature, symmetrical patterns or spiral patterns, different kinds of patterns. Your children can draw them, photograph them. You could bring it home and turn it into some kind of artwork, but it's all looking at mathematical skills. You could draw a big circle if you've got a paved area outside. If you can draw a big circle on the ground and just mark off the corners like on a clock, not the corners, the quarters like on a clock. Have your child lie down in the circle and then use parts of their body to tell the time. So you call out the time of day and they need to arrange themselves within the circle to try and tell that time. That can be quite tricky actually, because it's all about knowing where you are in space as well to try and get yourself in the right position. But that can be a fun kind of outdoor thing to do if the weather's fine. One of my friends has been setting her children, she has quite a few children, and she set them a challenge every day. In the morning, she gives them a piece of paper, an A4 piece of paper with a shape drawn in the middle of it. All the children have the same shape. And then at some point during the course of the day, the children have to turn that shape into a picture of some kind. They all compare what they've done at the end of the day and see whose was the same and whose was different, and all the different ideas that they came up with. So this is a way you can talk about shape, pick a shape a day and learn the name of the shape, and then use it to create artwork or pictures. It's just a slightly fun way to include shapes in your day, really. Measuring. So there's a lot of ways of measuring the house. You could ask the children to do a measuring scavenger hunt. So give them a length and a ruler. So you can say 10 centimetres, here's your ruler, off you go. And they need to find as many objects as they can that are 10 centimetres long. If your children are too young to use a ruler, if they've not got that skill yet, you can give them an object and then ask them to find as many other objects that are the same length as that object as they can. And this can be an introduction to measure and using rulers. So as I've said, you've probably got games on your shelf that will encourage numeracy skills. I think I've said before that this might be a great time to dust off the educational games you either have bought or have been given with every good intention but haven't always had time to get around to using, and dust off your math skills at home. If you are baking, that is an excellent time to use math skills. If you are going shopping, that is an excellent time to use math skills, to look at the amount of money you've got in the budget for that week, and to go onto the online shopping of the supermarket. You don't have to place your order there, but you can see the prices of everything, and you can get your children to help you see how much shopping you can get for the budget that you've got. So there are loads of ways of building numeracy and math skills into your everyday life. And I hope some of those are useful to you as you try to maintain your children's skills in numeracy and maths over this long break from school. If you've got other ideas, we would absolutely love to hear them. So please put them in the comments and join in the conversation with us. Bye.